I'm Oliver Trevina in studio with The Hollywood Reporter, joined by the very talented Angourie Rice. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How
Good
are
to see you. Lovely, lovely. Thank you for stopping in.
Thank you for having me.
You're very busy, jumping from
Well-
Australia to LA to New York to
Yes.
wherever else you're going. Yeah.
Yes, I've been doing a lot of traveling.
Yeah. How'd you find that? Have you watched all the movies on the flights now? You've done it all?
Yeah, I did try to watch Wonder Woman, but it was audio descriptive, so I didn't end up watching that.
Okay.
But I just binged so many movies. Yeah.
Okay, love that. What's the last favourite on the plane?
I watched This Is Spinal Tap.
Wasn't
here.
expecting that. I have to
It
be
was-
honest. That threw me off.
It was so good. It
Okay.
was so good. I
Amazing.
loved it. Yeah,
Amazing.
hilarious.
I love that. Your name. Let's talk about your
Yeah.
name, because your last name, I read this and I might be completely wrong, but it's named after the tail, the feather of a
You're
sea
close.
eagle,
yeah.
something like that?
Yeah.
Am I somewhat close? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Angourie is the name of a beach in northern New South Wales.
Okay, but it is-
But yeah, and the word is an Aboriginal
Okay.
word, and it means the tail feather of a sea eagle.
I get 5 points, half points.
Yeah,
50%,
yeah,
50% right, 50% right. We'll move on from that, but yeah, very interesting name. I love
Thanks,
that.
thank you.
Mine's not so much Oliver, British anyway. Anyway, whatever. Moving on to Everyday.
Yes.
Yes, this best-selling novel that's now obviously going to be an amazing movie.
Well, let's hope so.
I watched it, the trailer, and I got goosebumps.
Oh.
Seriously, I think
Oh,
that
thank
probably
you.
because Pink, I love Pink as well, and she's singing on the trailer, so that was nice. That was nice. But you're this shy teenage girl who falls in love, which sounds like it's lovely, but then the fact is you're falling in love with someone who keeps jumping in other people's bodies,
Correct.
which that makes it a little bit more complicated.
It does. It
Yeah.
does complicate things a little bit. Yeah.
Okay. Were you a fan of the book before?
Yeah. I read the book maybe 2 years before I knew about the film.
Okay.
I just, picked it up at the library, thought it looked interesting, and I finished it in like 3 or 4 days. I loved it. I devoured it. Thought it was so great. And then the email came through and they said, this is being made into a movie. And I thought, great, I've read this. It's amazing. I would love to be a part of it.
So just by chance, no one mentioned that
Yeah.
you were a fan or anything
no,
like that?
just by chance.
Love that.
Yeah.
David Levithan's obviously brilliant at what he
Yes.
does, so
Yes.
that always helps.
Yeah, he's a fantastic writer.
Were you more nervous going into a project like this that you were actually a personal fan of as well?
Yeah, I mean, I've done quite a few films that are based on books, and it's always pretty nerve-wracking because there's an audience who has, read and loved the book.
Right.
And what if they see the movie and hate it? So there's always, that underlying pressure. But, I hope fans of the book do enjoy the movie.
Right. Well, there's a very deep story as well. It's kind of a lovely...
Yeah.
Yeah. Won't give too much away. How would you describe it? 3 words to describe the movie.
Magical,
Okay.
romantic, and sweet.
What more do you need?
Right.
Magical, romantic and sweet.
Yeah.
It's going back to Spinal Tap. No. Clearly not.
Yeah.
Clearly, definitely not. Definitely moving on from that. Being so young, yet
Yeah.
doing so much already. How has that been? Like growing up as a teenager, juggling so much. You just mentioned to me you're traveling back and forth
Yeah.
all the time. It's
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot. It's tough to sort of balance free time and schoolwork and work in general and family time and hang out with friends. But it is manageable if you have a good support team
Right.
behind you, which I do. My family is amazing and I have great friends and my teachers are very supportive at home. So, yeah, it is doable, but it doesn't help that I live on the wrong side of the world.
Right. Or the right side. Or the right
Or the
side,
right
maybe.
side.
But auditions are tough from there, right?
Yeah. I always have to do a self-tape.
And then what's that process like? So you put something on tape.
Yeah.
And
you
then
send
they...
it.
And that, but then they say, if they say they like you, they book from that?
No, not usually. For Everyday, I actually did an audition for a director who ended up not directing the film.
Okay.
But Michael, who
Right.
ended up directing, watched that audition, and then I did a second self-tape audition for him. And then they flew me to LA for a weekend, and I did a final audition, and I met the producers, and that was sort of the final thing.
That must be tough on that plane ride.
Man.
Keep your mind occupied, not to get too nervous.
Oh, I was so nervous, yeah.
Who tapes you for your auditions? Does Mum do it?
No.
Okay, you're not trusting Mum with that one.
No, she's sitting right there.
I know. I gathered that. They're like twins. I figured that was your mum.
Yeah. No, she No, I go to my my agent's office back home, and she's got a little studio set up.
Okay.
And yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's good. Good work, agent. Good work on the taping. It
Yeah.
seems to be succeeding. Just to touch base on Spider-Man, if you could have one power in real life, one superpower
Yeah.
in real life, what would it be and why?
To fly,
Okay,
and I think
that's a good one.
I mean,
It would make the commute easier.
right.
Then you could just.
Or the other thing is, so
Okay.
I would either fly.
I did say one, but you can
Oh,
have two. You can have
sorry.
two. You can have two. You can go back
I'm
to
just
it. You can have
changing my
two.
mind. The other one is to be able to transport places just like that.
Okay.
So, for example, right now it's like the morning in Australia.
Okay.
If I just went like that, then I could transport back home and then have like, English class at my school.
Okay.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
You've put a lot of thought into this.
Yes, I have. I've
Okay.
talked about this so much because
Okay.
it's honestly something I really need in my life.
Speak to Elon Musk. Give him a call. I'm sure he's probably
Yeah.
figuring it out.
Teleportation
and this
device.
makes total sense. No one needs it more.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go. There you go. I love that. We're going to do the THR top 5. 5 quick questions.
Okay.
It's easy. It's very easy. Don't panic. It's very easy.
Yeah.
What movie did you watch as a kid and wish you were in?
Harry Potter.
Okay. Who
Yeah.
would you be in Harry Potter?
Hermione Granger.
Not even a pause.
No.
Just straight off the bat.
Yes.
Straight off the bat.
Or I would play Harry Potter. That's another idea.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah,
No,
I'm a
Harry
diehard
Potter.
fan. I did like a...
I'm gathering that.
Yeah, I did a whole marathon with my friends over
Okay.
one summer. It took us 2 days of sitting in the same spot watching all the movies.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
Die Hard. Have you
Oh,
been to
yeah.
Harry Potter World?
I am actually going. I'm going to Universal Studios while I'm here in LA, and I'm very excited.
Amazing,
Yeah.
amazing. Will you dress up? Do you go that far?
Actually, I will wear blue because I'm a Ravenclaw, so...
This is full on. This is full on. This is full on. If you had to compare yourself to any animation character, who would it be?
Rapunzel in Tangled.
It's a good one too. It's a good one too.
Yeah, well, that's like... Yeah, Tangled and Moana are my 2 favorite Disney princess movies. But I think I am more like Rapunzel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who are your on-screen inspirations?
Saoirse Ronan.
Amazing.
Yeah, I think she's phenomenal. And I just watched I, Tonya, and that was incredible.
Incredible.
Margot
Margot,
Robbie
yeah.
is just
Amazing.
insanely good. Yeah,
Okay.
it made me cry.
Okay.
It was so good.
Okay. It's a good one. It's a good one. You get to jump around a lot, as we mentioned. If
Yes.
you could film in any location, where would it be?
Well, I do like filming at home, but I think I would say somewhere in Europe, probably Germany. I spent some time in Germany, and actually they have some beautiful castles in Germany, so
Right.
I'd love to film something at a German castle.
Okay. Specific, but it could happen.
Yeah.
Could happen.
Yeah.
If you had to share the screen with anyone next, because you got to appear with, Colin Farrell, Nicole Kidman, Russell
Yeah.
Crowe, Ryan Gosling, all these people.
Yeah.
If you could write the next movie and put yourself next to anyone, who would it be? That's
Actually,
a tough one.
yeah.
But we're going to end on that, so you can
It's-
finish high.
Oh, God. Well, it's probably the same as my on-screen inspiration.
Okay.
So if I say Margot Robbie, can I play Margot Robbie's younger sister?
I could see that
Does that
happening.
work?
I could see that. You see you as a younger sister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just have to write, this.
Yeah, I don't
screenplay
quite
for
know
it.
where it would go. Could be like a
yeah.
Thelma and Louise, but with a sister twist on it. I don't know.
I would
don't
love that. Oh
There
my
you
God.
go.
Yeah,
We're onto
trademark
something.
that.
We're onto something.
Yeah.
Let's go write it. We'll wrap
Yeah.
this up.
Yeah.
Watch her in it every day.